What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jermane'S. Today, I have a few topics to talk about. First of all, let's give thanks for today. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2026. Is it March 5th or March 4th? I believe it's Tuesday, March 5th. Man, the days are going so fast. I'm getting the days mixed up. Yeah, it's March 5th. Tuesday, March 5th, 2026, guys. So, gotta give thanks to be alive, gotta give thanks to see another day. Once you're alive, everything is good. You have the opportunity to fix any issues you want to fix in your life once you're alive. You understand? So, we gotta give thanks. So, I just want to get into a few details today. So, you know, a lot of a lot of people in the United States, I mean, I guess we can agree that a lot of people in the United States today work a retail job of any sort, like clothes retail, furniture retail, whatever retail job of any sort, Walmart, Target, Costco, Amazon to some extent, retail job. However, if you sit back to think about it, a lot of us work those retail jobs, and over time, we just waste a lot of years doing the same thing over and over and never get to really have any experiences outside of working these jobs and traveling and going places and, really widen your horizon and go in different places because you're stuck doing these jobs, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, years turn into decades, so on and so forth. And then you'll be working with a bunch of people who are so toxic and dumb, honestly. And even though you might be, even though most people might be like someone who's capable, but because of the level of bureaucracy and the level of toxicity, you skipped over from being promoted or going to the next level because of the level of bureaucracy and toxicity within these workplace and within these work environment. And the older heads, they stay there forever. They just stay there, and they have no tunnel vision. They have no vision forward for the organization. They just there collecting their money, collecting their pay stub, collecting their benefits, collecting everything, and they're not giving the younger people a chance to really matriculate into a leading role or a leading position because they're so greedy, for lack of a better term, and want to maintain control in the position they're at. And the only time you will see them like really give somebody else a chance to get to the next level is because that person they are promoting or that person they are giving a chance is toxic just like them too, or is, you know, bringing them news or like bringing them gossip about what's going on with other associates, so on and so forth. And they just do stuff like that and promote people who are toxic just like them to consider to continue to spin the toxicity wheel. They don't really like promote and give anyone a chance based on meritocracy. You know, I've seen smart guys, smart. I've worked among smart guys, very, very smart guys who should really lead in or in a like a higher level leading position within an organization, and those guys are being looked over, and some dummies from come in and get some type of role, a leading management role, and they just so dumb. Like the way they speak is dumb, the way they carry themselves is dumb. Their knowledge and experiences are just so stupid, and they just have a role. They just have a title and nothing behind it. They just talk, 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 and just nothing behind what they're saying. It's just nothing. They have no clue, no awareness, no sense of communication, no sense of bringing forth a message, no leadership skills, no nothing. And that's the environment people are caught up in within the retail industry right now. Young people, most of all, are caught up because a lot of young people now they get out of high school, they get out of college, and stuff like that. They go straight into retail, and I'm against that. I'm really against that. I see, the job market now in the States is really fickle and it is up and down, changing. And honestly, if I think people should like spread their wings. I've read many of stories of guys who traveled, get out of school, high school, get out of college, and traveled to other countries, Southeast Asia, um, Southeast Asia, Latin America, and Caribbean countries, and really establish themselves and start a business and start doing something instead of trapped in the wheel of retail in the United States. Because a lot of times the system here is just set up for you to get on the hamster wheel, honestly, and you have to have a vision and you have to have a prospect and a view on how to really break that cycle and get out of that retail chain and get out of that off of that hamster wheel. And when you're among people and when you work within an organization, and if you ever have a divergent view or a view of how something is done that is not of the consensus, if you ever show any type of difference, if you ever think for yourself, put it this way, if you ever think for yourself, if you ever really think for yourself and share something, based on your opinion, you're getting thrown into the bad light, and because you're different, they really overlook you in terms of getting you to the next level, or in terms of you know you're just labeled a troubled person, honestly, if you ever think for yourself. They just want you to be a yes man, yes sir, yes this, yes, 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 yes. You can never have a different view of something. Not breaking the organization rules, but like, if they want you to do something, they want you to do in this way. But if you say, okay, all right, I understand, I could do it this way, a faster way, and a more efficient way, but at the end of my ways of doing whatever the task is, we'll get the same result. But this way I'm doing it is more efficient and more effective. And they'll just look at you like, what? You're not going with the organization doctrines, Of course, that's how it is. And these are these old heads and these dummies that are cast into leadership position, but they have no clue of what they're doing. They have no clue of anything, honestly. They're just there as a gatekeeper for younger people, as a gatekeeper to prevent younger people from matriculating and getting to the next level, because we see things different and we do things different, and we are more technologically advanced and more technologically experienced and doing stuff than how they do stuff. So, as I said, I'm against all of that stuff. I'm against wasting your life as a young man, as a young woman, on this corporate retail hamster wheel. I am for traveling the world. I am for going out there, getting new experiences, and see the world as what it is, as a global environment. I am for setting up different streams of income and different ways of, keeping your boat afloat, for lack of a better term, than just sit down there wasting your years and putting everything you got into a corporate retail job. And at the end of the day, they'll chew you up and just spit you out and get the next person on the hamster wheel. So that's what it is now. And the big dummies at the top running it, who are just so toxic and just so they will never give young people a chance, never give young people a chance to move up the ladder. And that's what it is in America today. And so I'll encourage anyone out there who are in a retail gig right now and who are, you know, aspiring to be in a retail gig or whatever it is, just think twice about your work. Think twice about what you bring to the table. And another thing, you can't outshine your manager neither. If you ever prove to a manager that you know something, or you could do something better than he or she can, you're gonna be an immediate target. Honestly, they're gonna they're gonna try every way just to keep you below them, and by doing that, they're gonna just put you on the target list and just keep messing with you in a way that they have the upper hand over you, in a way that is aligned with the doctrines of the organization, because they're very smart. They know when they come across a very smart young person within the job, and the young person is effective and efficient, and knows what he's doing and capable of really looking at things with a different perspective and can understand things that they can't, and can do things better that they can't, and can navigate the situation better than they can. So when you do that and you outshine them, yeah, they're beginning to hate on you, and they're beginning to really put you down in a way. So that's the situation is. It's just so toxic and corrupt. And back in the days, I think people, used to get promoted and get to the next level based on meritocracy. But now I'm not sure what metrics they use to really promote people now. There's probably like a toxic gauge or stupidity gauge, to be honest with you, or a gauge that show how docile you are, and then based on that they'll get you to the next level because you can be a puppet and you can be controlled. It's not because you're a free thinker, and you can think out the situation and like do the math on a situation, and find a solution for it. They don't like thinkers. They don't like free thinkers. They like puppets and people they can manipulate. You know, that's what it is. So, guys, if you're young and find yourself in a situation, retail situation, please don't take it serious. Yes, the money's there and you have a job, but don't take it serious. Look to travel the world, man. Look to, and it takes money to travel, but when you have different stream of income, you'll be able to make it happen. And traveling is is not. as expensive as people think it is to get from one destination to the next. There are different methods and means. And I'm not even saying travel outside the United States only. This country have 50 states, and to be honest with you, these 50 states are like 50 different countries, to be honest with you, in some ways or another. It's like 50 different countries. They're only connected by the roadways and the interstates, and we all use the US dollars, but like these 50 states have different subcultures, different ways of doing things, different know-hows, and different way of life, to be frank. So, yes, you have the opportunity to travel within your country, within the United States, and see the world and see what the United States is. See the southern part, see the northern part, see the eastern part, see the southeast, southwest, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? And find yourself in a place that is conducive to your ways of thinking and a place that welcomes free thinkers, that welcomes young people that are has talent, that can display their talent without being targeted or without like offend anyone. Like, you know, so that's what it is, guys. I don't, you guys have to think about what you're doing now and see where you want to be in the future and act up on it. Like, so, but overall, I would say explore traveling, explore seeing the world outside of the United States as well, if you can, because I've met a lot of people here that have never traveled overseas before, never left the United States, and they're stuck up in a job for 20, 30 years doing the same thing over and over and over again and never traveled to United States. And they, I don't know if they don't see that they'll never get the opportunity to move up within, the place they're at. And but it's just wild to me why people would just do that, and yeah, travel, guys, travel. Young people, I'm specifically talking to you guys. Travel. Get yourself a passport and travel. Get yourself a passport and go overseas and see different culture, different subculture. You might land yourself in a situation where you can set up a company somewhere over there. For example, one of the guys, one of the co-founders of Facebook, today we call it Meta. He is from South. I think he's from South America. He was here, or his family's from South America. He was here, and after Facebook went public, he got a bunch of money. I know this is a different situation, but and he just moved back down there, and he found a new business, and he's doing good. So that's a situation you could take and as a guide to see that sometimes you might have the technical know-how here and you might have the technical skills here, but you're not given the opportunity. But if you go outside of the United States, you might see the opportunity and you might see how to set up something that is of good use to you and everyone else, you know. But don't limit yourself, guys. Don't limit yourself to a corporate retail job that just chew you up, spit you out, and get the next one in. Don't limit yourself to that. That doesn't make sense today, honestly. Just use them as they're gonna use you because that's what it is. It's a use you situation. Honestly, that's what it is. It's a use you situation, and they don't welcome free thinkers. They don't welcome meritocracy now. Some places. I'm not talking about all places. Some places don't really. welcome meritocracy. They just welcome toxic behavior, nonsensical behavior, micromanagement, and it's just a mess. It is a mess. And at the end of the day, your life is your life, guys. So that's it, guys. Your boy Jermaine Views. I just want to touch those topics today. Have you guys a blessed day today. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop any content. And